Greetings, my dreadful darlings. Come, take a seat in the shadows beside your mistress, for tonight I shall spin you a silken story, one sticky with secrets, one that clings to your soul like a web to a fly. Come, creep closer, closer still. Your mistress has prepared a feast tonight. A tale tangled in silk and sin, plucked straight from the sticky corners of truth. For the widow waits, and she is ever hungry. Shall we join her table, Beware the widow's embrace, my sweetlings, for her kiss is the last you'll ever taste.
It was autumn 1973. Daniel Mercer, a restless soul in his 20s, was hitchhiking across forgotten highways. The sky was swollen with storm clouds, and the wind carried a strange sweetness. Like honey rotting in the sun, the rain came fast, drenching him in minutes. His map useless, the road long abandoned. Daniel spotted something through the mist. A crooked sign swaying on rusted chains. The Widow's Rest Boarding House. Vacancies. Daniel knocked. The door opened on its own, creaking like a coffin lid. Inside, shadows danced from a single candle. And there she was, tall, thin, cloaked in black lace. A veil hid her face. "You are soaked," she whispered. "Come. I will dry you." Her voice carried the hiss of dry leaves, yet something in it soothed him. He followed her inside. Dinner was served in a long hall. Several guests sat around the table. None spoke, none blinked. Their movements were stiff, mechanical. Daniel forced a smile. "Quiet bunch, huh?" he muttered. No reply. The widow's veil shifted, revealing crimson lips that curled into a smile. A strand of web shimmered as she swallowed. Later, a local servant whispered to Daniel as he poured wine. She was once a bride, left at the altar. Found her husband dead days later, wrapped in silk like a moth. They say she changed after that. But when Daniel turned to press him for more, the servant was gone. Not walked away, gone. His seat empty, wine still spilling from the bottle. Unable to sleep, Daniel heard scratching behind the plaster. The sound grew louder, closer. He touched the wall. It pulsed. Cracks opened. Spiders poured out. Black, glistening, endless. They swarmed his bed, his clothes, his skin. Yet not one bit him. Instead, they circled him, watching. Daniel stumbled back to the dining hall. What he saw froze his blood. The other guests were still seated, but their skin was gray, eyes hollow. Beneath the table, their torsos were bound in silk, drained husks. And at the head of the table, the widow stood, veil slipping, her jaw stretched, splitting wider, mandibles clicking where lips should be. Daniel ran. The house shifted. Doors gone, halls twisting. Every turn led to silk-strangled walls, his feet tangled, his arms bound. "Stay," the widow whispered, her voice echoing everywhere at once. "The web has chosen you." The spiders followed, not attacking, but hurting. Finally, Daniel collapsed in the great hall, wrapped in sticky silk. From the ceiling, the widow descended, her body half woman, half spider, eyes glowing green, fangs dripping. She cradled him gently, almost lovingly. "Hush now, little fly," she whispered. "You will feed the family." Years later, travelers whispered of the widow's rest. Some swore they saw faces in the windows, frozen in silk. One night, a storm broke the roof open. Inside, rescuers found hundreds of cocoons, but when they cut them open, the bodies were empty. No flesh, no bones, just hollow shells. And Daniel, he was never found. But sometimes when lightning strikes that house, a shadow is seen in the glass, a young man's face, pale and still, staring forever from the widow's web.
And so, my precious prey, another soul tangled, another feast finished. But beware, the widow's web stretches wider than you think. Perhaps she waits for you tonight, in the corner of your room, behind the curtains. Ah, look closely before you sleep, my sweet ones, or you may find yourselves dangling.